Dear students, welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to discuss the divide and conquer approach for solving the maximum subarray problem. So before enter into the problem, we need to know what is a divide and conquer approach. It is one of the main algorithm design technique, divide and conquer. So if you use this approach for some problems, it is possible to reduce the execution time. Okay. So what is the problem? What is the approach here is, this is nothing but a way of solving the problem. This approach can be applied for solving any problems. So what are the three steps involved in this problem is divide, conquer and combine. Very simple procedure. Divide, conquer and combine, three steps. Divide means the problem is divided into the number of subproblems. The problem is divided into the number of subproblems that are smaller instances of the same problem, which is very important. Okay, the problem is divided into the subproblems, that is a point one, and the subproblem should be a smaller instances of the same problem. It means that if the main problem is a sorting, the subproblem is also should be the sorting. If the main problem is a searching, subproblem also what searching. Smaller instances means what? If the sorting for n numbers means the subproblem may be what? Sorting for n by 2 numbers. Searching for n numbers means searching a number from the n numbers means subproblem will be searching a number from n by 2 numbers, like this. Smaller instance of the main problem. The subproblems are solved either recursively or iteratively. That is the second step. Conquer means what? The subproblems will be solved either recursively or what? Iteratively. And final what? Combine. The solutions of the subproblems are combined into the solution of the main problem. So the subproblems will be solved recursively or iteratively. Okay, separately it will be solved. Finally, that solutions of the subproblems is going to be what? Combined into the solution for the main problem. So what are the example for this divide and conquer approach means? Merge sort, quick sort, this maximum subarray. Okay, so these algorithms follow this approach, divide and conquer. Even the binary search also what? Follow the divide and conquer approach. Similarly, whenever you are applying the divide and conquer approach for an algorithm, you will get the logarithmic time complexity. For example, for sorting n numbers using the insertion sort, you will get the complexity as a O of n squared. But if you are applying the quick sort for the same algorithm, same problem, that is a sorting, quick sort is a kind of what? A divide and conquer. Or the merge sort, it is also a kind of what? Divide and conquer. So either merge sort or quick sort if you are using for the sorting, you will get the complexity as a n log n. So if you look at the problems which are solved by the divide and conquer approach, the execution time or time complexity will be the logarithmic. Logarithmic means either n log n or n log n, n square log n or log something. It means that the complexity will be further reduced. N squared and n log n, you compare it with this, which is best? N log n is the best. Okay, so this is the three steps involved in the divide and conquer approach. So if you are applying this approach for solving the problem, your complexity will be what? Reduced. So it means that the complexity, it is possible to get solve the problems in the logarithmic time. If you want to remember this, the divide and conquer, this is the problem. Okay, the problem is divided into the number of subproblems of what? Smaller instances. That is a P1, P2, P3 and what? So on what? Pn. Okay, subproblems. And the subproblems are going to be solved, okay, either recursively or what? Iteratively. That is a solution. Solution 1, solution 2, solution 3 and so on what? Solution n. And finally what? The solutions are combined into the solution for the main problem. Okay, so this is the divide and then conquer and then what, combine steps. Okay, so if you understand, if you remember this diagram, you can easily understand. Also, the dynamic programming approach will be slightly differed from that divide and conquer. So some difference will be there. So that if you understand this, you can easily understand the dynamic programming approach and greedy approach, those things. Next we will discuss one algorithm for divide and conquer approach. It says maximum subarray problem. Okay, we know that problem maximum subarray. Okay, how to apply that divide and conquer approach to this problem? First, the input for this problem, an array, okay, of 1 to what, n. Okay, along this we are going to what, give the starting index and the end index L and then what, H. Okay, so in previous algorithms we given 1 to n, 1 is the starting and n is the end. Okay, maximum subarray from 1 to n, like this. Okay, so n is on input and this array is on input in the previous algorithms. Now that n is going to be given as what, starting index and what, end index. Okay, so from that array, from the range L to L to H, you just find the maximum subarray, like that it is a meaning. Okay, for example, -1 2 -3 5, there is a 1 2 3 and 4 index, this is the A. So input for here is what, this entire array with low and H. I need to pass the first index as L, last index as what, H. This also have to be what, explicitly passed. So we will call that the maximum subarray of A comma L comma H. Like that we have to call. It means that here for this example, I need to call what, M maximum subarray of A comma 1 comma what, 4, like that I have to call. So from that array 1 to 4, in this range you find the maximum subarray. So we can vary this range. It is not only for that entire array, we can apply this for that any ranges. Okay, 3 to 4 what is the maximum subarray, and 2 to 4 what is the maximum subarray, like that we can find it. Okay, so that input is an array and a starting index and then end index. Within that range what is the maximum subarray, like that it is going to find. So output is nothing but the range and the summation. That we know that maximum subarray output is what, the maximum summation and then range from and what, to. So this is going to be given in that format of what, start, end and then what, sum, like that it is going to be written. Okay, so from S to E, okay, what is the maximum sum, like that we are going to what, change. So instead of returning the maximum sum and maximum range, we are going to return like a 3 parameters, 3 values, starting index, end index with the corresponding what, sum. So here what will be the output? If this is the call, means the result will be what, starting index what, 2 and end index what, 4, and what is the maximum summation is what, 6, like that the output. So this is the call, original call, and this is what, the result. If this is the input, okay, and this is the output, like that we are going to what, execute. Okay, so maximum subarray of A comma 1 comma 4, like that if you are calling, what will be the return value is what, 2 comma 4 comma 6 for this input. Okay, so like that we are going to design it. We can simply understand this approach. Just assume this is the range, what, this is L and this is what, H. L is the starting index, H is the end index. So here 1 2 what, 4. Okay, what is the maximum subarray we are going to find. Okay, so simple method is just find the middle element. Okay, that is just you calculate the middle element. Okay, from this range. So in this range, which is the middle element, either 2 or 3. Which one is that middle? We can choose any, either 2 or 3. If it is a number of elements is 5, means exactly what? The third element will be the middle element. So just you find that middle. So we got the middle element. It means that the main problem in the range L to H is divided into the two subproblems, L to M and M to H. So that the problem 1 is from L to what? M. Problem 2 is from M plus 1 to what? H. This is what? M plus 1 to what? H. So the problem is divided into what? Two subproblems now. Okay. So this is the main problem, that is L2H is the main problem. The problem is divided into the two subproblems P1 and what? P2. Okay. P1 range is what? L to M. P2 range is M plus 1 to what? H. And then we are going to what? Apply another algorithm which is called the mid-crossing subarray. It means that we are going to find a subarray which must cross the middle element, like that. The thing is, from the L to M, you find one subarray. Okay, say it is a subarray 1. Okay, from the range M plus 1 to H, you find the subarray, maximum subarray. That is subarray what? 2. Here, some procedure is going to applied for what? Finding the maximum subarray within that range L to M. The same procedure is going to be applied for finding the maximum subarray within the range what? M plus 1 to what? H. So 1 and then what? 2. Two subarrays we are getting. And then we are going to obtain the third subarray from what? This L to H itself. Okay, which is having that M, which must contain the middle element. It means that a subarray which crossing that middle element. Okay, so which a subarray which crossing that middle element. It means that it must have. It is going to be what? Determined from this middle, in this range, left side and then what? Right side. So it means that from this procedure, which is called the mid-crossing what? Subarray. Mid-crossing subarray. The main problem is what? The maximum subarray, MSA. And here we are going to apply another algorithm for finding the mid-crossing subarray. Mid-crossing means just it cross the middle element. A subarray which crossing the middle element. Okay, here we are not going to apply the, for this algorithm we are not going to apply the what? The divide and conquer. This is going to be solved iteratively. Okay, and but here the main problem is divided into the two subproblems, that is the range L to M, M plus 1 to H, and then another problem what? Mid-crossing subarray we are going to calculate. This is say that SA3. Okay, so from this range we will obtain one subarray. From this range we will obtain one subarray, and what? Another subarray which crossing the middle element, that is SA3. So the maximum between the three, that is a max between that SA1 subproblem 1, sorry, subarray 1, subarray 2 and what? Subarray 3, okay, is going to be written as what? Output. This is the result. Okay, so what is the result means we have to obtain the maximum among these three. Okay, the main problem is actually what? MSA of what? A comma L comma what? H, like this we have to call. Okay, A comma L comma H. Okay, and it is divided into the two subproblems. That is the P1 is nothing but what? The MSA is going to find the maximum subarray from the range L to H. For the subproblem 1, we need to find the maximum subarray in the range L to what? M. So the problem is the same. So now the problem is reduced to what? Smaller instance. To obtain this subarray, we need to use the same call, that what? MSA of what? A comma L comma what? The range is what? M now. So this algorithm, the same algorithm is going to be applied for finding the subarray from the first half, maximum subarray from the first half. Similarly, to find the maximum subarray from the second half, we are going to use the same algorithm, that is what? MSA of what? A comma. Now the range is what? We have to find from M plus 1 to what? That H. Okay. And then here, for finding the mid-crossing subarray, we cannot apply this. The mid-crossing subarray means the subarray is going to be obtained for A comma L comma H, this range L to H, which must contains the middle element. It means that the subarray may not be in the left side or right side. So the subarray which is crossing the middle element, which is the maximum, that we are going to what? Find. Okay, so among these subarray 1, 2 and 3 is going to be returned as what? The final. Are you clear? So first we need to understand this algorithm, that is a mid-crossing subarray, and then we need to find what? The MSA, that is a maximum subarray problem. So now you can get some idea about the divide and conquer. So main problem A, L to H is divided into the sub problems. Okay. And then the sub problems are solved. The solution is going to be determined recursively or iteratively. Here we are going to use what? Recursively, because the sub problem is nothing but smaller instance of the main problem. Main problem is going to find the maximum subarray from L to H. Sub problem is going to find the maximum subarray from L to M, and then what? M plus 1 to H. So for finding the subarray, we are going to use the same procedure. For finding the subarray in this range, we are going to use the same procedure. In addition to these sub-problems, we are going to use some procedure for finding the mid-crossing subarray. So this algorithm is also going to return what? And subarray. So among these three subarrays, we are going to return that maximum. Which summation is what? The maximum, that is going to be what? Returned as a result. First we will start designing that MSA. Algorithm. Okay. Maximum subarray, okay, of A 1 to what? N, and then L and H. L and H. So this is the input. Okay. The thing is what? Just we need to find the middle element. Middle element was this index, starting index, end index. So the middle element is calculated as what? L plus H divided by 2. Okay. And floor. Okay. So 5 means 2.5. So it will be a 2. Either floor or seal you can apply. That is not important. It's a lower integer. And then the procedure is what? We are finding, we got that M, L, H. Now I need what? The maximum subarray in the first half. So I need to call what? The same function recursively. So this problem is for finding the maximum subarray from the range what? L to H. So now I need to find the maximum subarray from what? L to M. So that I am going to call what? MSA of the same array is the input. Okay, the same array have to be passed as an input, but the range is, instead of L to H, I wanted to find the maximum subarray from what? L to M. Okay, say this is one subarray. Okay, so this is going to return one subarray. So what is the subarray representation we are using here is S comma E comma what? Sum. S comma E comma what? Sum. So this subarray is obtained from the left half of the input. This subarray is the right half. So that what? We can say that, or we can index this name it as what? A sub problem 1, 2, and then subarray 1, subarray 2, subarray 3. That means S1 E1 sum 1, S2 E2 sum 2, S3 E3 what? Sum 3. Like that we can name it. So first one is what? SA1. So left side is that what? SA1. SA1 means what? That S1 comma what? E1 comma what? S sum 1. So that is going to be returned. Okay, this is only the algorithm representation. When you convert that into the code, we have to think in some other side. So how to represent this what a subarray, like that we have to think it. You have to create one structure for storing these values like this. Okay, this algorithm point of view, just simply what this algorithm is returning what this subarray. Okay, and then next what I have to what find the another subarray in the right side. Right side means what? A m plus 1 to what? H. In this range, I need to find, I have to name it as what? Subarray 2. Subarray 2 means what? S2, comma, E2, comma, what? Sum 2. Like that I have to find it. Okay. So the left side one subarray we are getting, right side we are going to get the another subarray. Subarray means what? Maximum subarray. Here the same procedure will be applied. It will find the maximum subarray. And then the subarray may exist in the middle itself. If the subarray, maximum subarray exists in the middle itself, it will not be identified by that problem 1 and problem 2. So that I need to use a separate procedure, okay, for finding the maximum subarray which crossing the middle element, which must crossing the middle element. So that I need to call what? Mid crossing subarray, that is MC mid crossing what? Subarray. Okay, so here I need to pass the same what? A and L2 what? H. Within that range, the subarray which crossing the middle element. Okay, so that we are going to obtain as what? S3 comma E3 comma what? Sum 3. Okay, so that we are getting that SA1 and SA2 and what? SA3. So this is called SA1 and this is named as SA2 and this is named as what? SA3. So finally what? We need to return that maximum subarray SA1 or SA2, SA3. So maximum means what? Whose sum is the maximum? We are having the 3 subarrays. In that, whose sum is that maximum, that need to be returned. So I need to what? Find the maximum between the sum 1, sum 2 and then what? Sum 3. Just compare the sum 1 with the sum 2. If sum 1 is greater than sum 2, then sum 1 have to be compared with what? Sum 3. If sum 1 is greater than the sum 3, then the maximum subarray is what? First one, sum 1. Sum 1 means what? I need to, this algorithm need to return as what? Subarray. It means that we need to return entire subarray. It means S1 comma E1 comma what? Sum 1 have to be what? Returned. Return S1 E1 like this. Don't make a confusion. Return statement returning the 3 values like this. Okay, be clear. This algorithm point of view we are writing return this what? Maximum subarray. Here in the programming point of view we need to think about this as a single element. Okay, so we can use the structure containing the starting, end and summation. Here we can use a structure variable to receive it. Okay, don't get confusion. Returning the 3 elements, 3 values like this. The next what? Else. This is just returning a type of what? Subarray. That's all. Okay, the next else. Else means what? Sum 3 is the maximum, so I need to return S3 comma E3 comma what? Sum 3. This subarray have to be what? Returned from here. Okay, otherwise, that is if the sum 2 is what? Sum 1 is less than that sum 2, I need to go for what? If else means what? Sum 2 is greater. Okay, now sum 2 have to be compared with what? Sum 3. So else if sum 2 is greater than sum 3, then sum 2 is greater, so return This else if is what ended here, end if. This if what ended here. Okay, this else is for what? This if statement. So here I have to compare return s2 comma e2 comma sum 2. Okay, otherwise I have to return the sum 3. So return s3 comma e3 comma what? Sum 3 and end if. And this end if else and then what? End if. Okay, so this 3 is what ended, and we have to what? End that algorithm. So we have to what? Complete that algorithm. End MSA. Okay, so this is a simple algorithm, that is what? Just to find the middle element. Okay, and then you obtain the subarray in the range L to M, subarray in the range M plus 1 to H, and then mid crossing subarray which crossing the middle element in that range. Okay, so this procedure from here to here, don't get confusion, it is just finding the sum of 3 numbers. That's all. Sum of what? 3 numbers. Just we are going to compare the sum 1, sum 2, sum 3, which is the maximum that is going to be what? Returned. Okay, so whenever you are going to design the recursive algorithm, okay, we need to what? Set the base case. Whenever we are designing the recursive algorithm, recursive means what? Here we are calling the same algorithm recursively. Okay, recursive procedure, we need to set the base condition. Base condition means what? The termination condition. If you are not setting the termination condition for this algorithm, okay, your algorithm will be executed what? Recursively infinitely. Okay, it will not stop. So I need to say here, when the recursive call is not needed, when we need not execute this procedure, like that we have to what? Set the base condition. It means that when I have to what? Stop this procedure. Another way what? When this procedure is not needed, the maximum subarrays need not to be found. Okay, so that is depending on that input L and what? H. In which situation this recursive procedure is not needed means what? If L and H is pointing to what? The same. L equal to what? H. It means that maximum subarray from what? 1 to 1. So in that case, no need to what? Recursively call. Then 1 to 1 means what? That subarray is that subarray, maximum subarray. So simply what? We can what? Return that L comma H comma that A of 1 as what? The maximum subarray. So just to check that L and H value, that is if L equal to what? H, in this case we need not find that recursive procedure, we need not apply the recursive procedure for finding what? The maximum subarray. In that case, just I can return what? I have to exit that algorithm with return value as for return as a maximum subarray when L to H. For example, if you are calling MSA of what? A comma 2 comma 2. It means that 2 to 2, what is the maximum subarray? So what will be the output here? M 2 comma and 2 comma what? A of what? 2. That is the maximum subarray. Correct? That have to be returned here. So it means that L comma H comma and then that A of what? A of 2 means what? Either L or H. A of L or what? H have to be what? Returned. So end if. So L comma A of L or H comma A of H, like that you can return. So this is for what? Base condition. So if L is equal to H, only one element is there, that range only one element is there, so that should be returned as the maximum subarray. Otherwise I have to what? Divide the problem into the subproblems. I have to apply this recursive procedure. So this is the algorithm for what? Finding the maximum subarray. So now we need to discuss what? That MCSA, that is what? Mid crossing subarray algorithm. So this algorithm we'll discuss in the next video, mid crossing subarray. Once if it is completed, we can we can analyze an example for what? Maximum subarray.